Good morning, children. We begin with the Unit 6 of the workbook, Kinds of Sentences. From class 3, we have been learning the different kinds of sentences. It's only a revision, a brush up of what we have learnt. So let's begin. Firstly, what's a sentence? A sentence is actually a group of words which, when placed in the appropriate way, make some sense. Okay? They should be placed in the appropriate way. The words in the sentence should be placed in an appropriate way, and then it should make complete sense. Then only it's called a sentence. Now, sentence has a basic golden rule. It will start with a capital letter and it will end with a full stop. That is a sentence. Now, there are many types of sentences. A sentence can be a statement. Now, statements are called, you can call them declarative sentences also, assertive sentences also. They tell us something, they give us information. Okay? Maya opened the door. What did Maya do? We are giving an information, a piece of information that Maya had opened the door. So, a sentence can be a statement. You can also call them assertive, and there are certain declarative sentences also which give you information of what the doer has done. Next sentences can be questions. These assertive ones will start with a capital letter and end with a full stop. No other punctuation. Normal sentence, golden rule to be followed. Now, sentences which help us in asking questions about things around us. Question words are used. What, how, when, which, whom, who. These question words help us in asking about the details of what are to be known by us. So these are called interrogative sentences. They help us in asking something, and they begin with a capital letter and end with a question mark there. They end with a question mark. Now, if you're wanting to request somebody something to be done, okay, I would say please complete your work on time. I am requesting you to complete your work on time. I use the magic word please. So that's a request. If you want very nicely to be spoken to somebody and to speak to somebody, and then you want them to do what you want, so you will use the word please. If you don't want to be very polite and you want to pass an order, like you have a younger sibling and you want to say do the work rather than saying please do the work, you would say open the door at once. So that's an order. That's an order. So maybe a request, maybe an order. You have sentences which give a command also, and you have sentences which give advices also. All these four come under the category of imperative sentences. These all four are called imperative sentences, which all requests, orders, commands and advices. These sentences, the last ones, the exclamatory sentences, help us in expressing the extreme feelings of our heart. Sometimes we're very happy, sometimes we're very sad, sometimes we're very excited. Certain words come out of our mouth which express our feelings truly to the core extent, and these kind of sentences are called exclamatory sentences, and they end with exclamation marks. They end with exclamation marks. Strong emotions of ours are expressed with the help of exclamatory sentences. Now, bachche, listen to me carefully. I'll write here only. These particular sentences can begin with how, what and some words called interjections. Now, what are interjections? You must have heard about these words. Wow, alas, bravo. These are the words which help you in expressing your feelings. These are called interjections. So, exclamatory sentences can begin with how, what, water. And interjections as well. Wow, alas, bravo, hurrah. These words help you in expressing your extreme emotions. The first exercise is very easy one, and it's fun. It's fun because you have to rearrange the words to form meaningful Order or request. Order is a very stern, a very serious sentence where the doer has no other option except for doing it. Under control, keep your dog. So my answer would be keep your dog under control. Now be very cautious with this thing. You ought to write the first letter capital and you need to put a clear full stop. Okay? Now either they are orders or requests. Don't make any fancy out of the world sentence over here. Either they are requests or they are orders. So I feel you can happily manage with these. So you do it on your own. Wait for my answers to cross check whether yours are correct or not. This is fun. Change the following statements into exclamations. I repeat, what did I say just now, dear? What, how, what, what-er. What-er is used for singular. What is used for plural. How, you will see how it is to be used when I tell you with the help of examples. Now, exclamatory sentences end with exclamation marks. If you don't put that in the exam, I will cut. If it is a sentence of 1 mark, if I am giving you 1 mark for the correct answer, half mark I'll give it to I'll credit it to my account because I have put the exclamation mark and not you. So technically you will be getting only 50% of the marks if you forget the exclamation mark or the punctuation at the end. Okay. She dances gracefully. How gracefully she dances. See there, the exclamation mark is already over here. How word has been used. The mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Exclamation mark. Capital letter, exclamation mark. They are making a lot of noise. Okay. Now what will I choose? Use your brains. How? Can I use how? How they are making a lot of noise? Absurd. What noise they are making? You can negate a few words over there. I have no problem with it until unless the sentence is an exclamatory one. What noise they are making? Children, noise is uncountable, na beta. I can't say one noise, 2 noises over here. So that's why I picked up what you can write this what noise they are making with the exclamation mark at the end. Now she is wearing a lovely dress. Kitne bache? 1. I will pick up what a lovely dress she is wearing. Now very, very cautiously listen to what I am saying right now. Never write is she over here. What a lovely dress she is wearing. Because it is a sentence, your helping verb will come behind the pronoun. As soon as you write is she, it becomes a question. Okay, what are you doing? What you are doing? Are you doing is a question. Are came before the pronoun. Then it becomes a question. So don't write this at all. The helping verb will come behind the pronoun. Keep this in mind. He behaved badly. Now comes how. How badly he behaved. Exclamation mark. I hope you can do it right now. Fine. So these ones 3 you do. I've done 4 for you. You do the 3. Now we come back to our questions. I had taught you how to frame questions, dear. These have been done incorrectly. We need to rectify the errors. I will help you out in this particular one because it needs explanation. Okay. Why you not tell the truth to your parents? This is typically how you people speak at school also. In school also. So what's the error? The question supposed to be asked was why? Because the action has already happened. Why did I will use? Why did you not tell the truth to your parents? Why did you not tell the truth to your parents? Because something has happened in the past, I use the word did. If I have to use something related to the present, I will use the word do or does. Which drawer you found the letter? Again, it's a past tense. In which drawer? What should I use? Yes, it is did. In which drawer did you? Now with did, another past tense will not come, means it will not come. In which drawer did you find the letter? Please remember this. With did, past tense doesn't come at all. Did plus present tense comes, children. Okay, because did is already in past. We don't need another past tense over there. How long you owned this bicycle? For how long have you owned this bicycle? कितने सालों से आपके पास ये bicycle है? Okay, for how long have you owned this bicycle? Where they have, now see, this fellow has made a mistake. He put the helping verb behind the pronoun, that makes it a statement, doesn't remain a question anymore. Where have, pull the helping verb in the front because I have to frame a question. Where have they hidden? With have comes a past perfect, hidden. Where have they hidden the treasure? You get a participle form of the word hidden. Where have they hidden the treasure? Question mark. If you forgot a question mark, I will cut bluntly half a mark. Why there was? Again an error. You have to put this over here. You have to put this over there. Why was there such a fuss? Question mark. I'm not forgetting mine, you too don't forget yours. How much money they spent? Now spent is in past tense. Which helping verb should I pick up? Do, does, did. Yes, it is did. How much money did they will spend ter come or spend der come? As I said, with did present tense comes. Did they spend on their daughter's wedding? On the daughter's wedding? Question mark. Fine, because this was past tense, I use the word did, and this will become present tense because a combination of did takes a present tense. How many daughters, sons and daughters has your aunt? Has your? Let's see. How many daughters, how many sons and daughters? Because aunt is only one, I'll use does. How many sons and daughters does your aunt have? With this, we have finished our portion. One simple exercise of punctuate the following has been given on page number 40. That you will do it on your own because you've been doing punctuation since ages. So punctuate the following, that's fun task. Okay, complete your work. First see the explanation, and then if you can solve on your own, I would be more than obliged. If you solve on your own, you are learning something. If you're copying, your hand is just doing the job by looking at the book and copying it down. If you have to learn something, see the video and then stop the video and then complete your exercise. If possible, exercise by exercise, part of the exercises you do. Explanation, listen to it, stop, solve. Explanation, listen to it, stop, solve. That would be a better way of solving rather than looking at what I had done and then copying it down. Thank you.